There's an exciting 22-year-old youngster that we need to be talking about, and we change that right now. Zoinks! It is unequivocally the Super Bowl for New York Jet fans.
Field Yates, baby. Field Gosh darn Yates. Let's bring him on the show.
Come on, people. Connor Rogers is joining the show. What's up, Connor? But Trevor Gosh darn Sycamore, baby, for me, personally, my favorite New York Jet of all time.
Wow, it's great to be on. What an intro that was right there.
Paul, nobody does an intro like you, man.
Paul, you give the best intro of literally any podcast that I've ever been.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas.
What's poppin', everybody? My name is Paul Esden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Before we get into all my nonsense, happy 4th of July to you and your families, the fireworks, the food, the festivities. I hope you guys enjoy all of that today on this beautiful day. But I want to jump in immediately into a story that New York Jets people need to be talking about. Quite frankly, it's a story even I haven't talked about, which I want to change right now. And it's my favorite time of the year when we're getting into training camp. It's really the true stories of young players in the league carving out roles. Because, let's think about this for a second. In the NFL, you start with a 90-man roster. And while they've cut out the waves part, it's just now one ritual bloodletting at the end of everything in August. The point is that you start out with 90 players and then incrementally, in theory, you cut that down from 90 to 53. So all these people lose their jobs. It's really a dark period that no one really appreciates. But I will just say that the cool part of the story is when unexpected things happen. And an unexpected thing could happen here with Xavier Gipson. There's a full article in the Heavy.com description down below. As I'll mention through all these videos moving forward, if you guys are fans of the show, one way you guys can support and also win some potential free stuff is by engaging in the comment section on the Heavy.com articles down below. If you just jump in there and share your take on maybe what UDFA you think could make the roster, what you think about the Xavier Gipson thing, or anything you want, quite frankly, all get busy in the article down below. I'll try to do weekly giveaways, monthly giveaways. We're going to be diving into all kinds of cool stuff, and it's a cool way to support the channel and also create a community down there in the comments. Another way to engage with you, the fans. So feel free to do that. Xavier Gipson. He's a small guy, 5'9", 189 pounds, which, by the way, is something I respect as a fellow vertically challenged young man. And he's exciting. Connor Rogers, who, of course, does a lot of work for a lot of different places, but in particular NBC Sports for his draft coverage, called him an electric return man on the Badlands podcast. That is his path to the roster, because let's be honest, the wide receiver room is friggin' loaded. I think you have 5 locks to make the roster, 3 100% locks, and 2 99% locks. You have Garrett Wilson, Allen Lazard, Mecole Hardman. Those are all 100% locks. They're making the roster. Don't even waste any time thinking about it, obviously. Then the other 2, Corey Davis probably will. He's going to get a restructure at some point where basically he makes less money, but he will get higher guarantees, which he doesn't have. And then Randall Cobb, because of the familiarity with Aaron Rodgers, I can't imagine them cutting one of his best friends. So for those reasons, I think those 5 are locks, which leaves maybe one spot for 8 other guys that are listed on the roster. So it's going to be cutthroat. It's going to be, it's going to get tough. No matter how good some of these other guys are, we've heard Jason Brownlee, Denzel Mims, for all our Denzel Mims stands out there. I'm trying to think of who that guy could be. I think the Jets could keep 6 receivers, and that would open the door potentially for someone to join the mix here. And that guy could be Gipson. I think the 6th receiver on this team is going to have some level of special teams prowess, which I think unfortunately eliminates Denzel Mims. But you think about a guy like Gipson, who had insane production. He's an undrafted free agent the Jets signed in early May officially. And his production at Stephen F. Austin is off the charts. 243 catches, 4,300 yards, 37 touchdowns. In addition to that, he was also this dynamic return man. He had 4 punt return touchdowns in college. And he could be the guy for the Jets. Connor Rogers added some more from the Badlands podcast, which of course you guys should subscribe to and check it out. Quote, I would think it's a situation that Gibson can maybe sneak onto the practice squad. Honestly, he's probably the Jets' best returner on the team, but how do you roster him? As soon as you sign Randall Cobb, that eliminated the chance of keeping a young slot receiver like that. All went out the door. So they may want a little bit of variety in the diet and go for some size, but I'm telling you, Gibson is a guy we're not talking about. And again, it starts with me. I haven't been talking about him this offseason, but he's dynamic. He's young. Even Aaron Rodgers gave him a shout out there when we were doing some of the OTA press conferences, which was pretty cool. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough slog and an exciting battle from a depth perspective to watch, but I'm rooting for Gibson. If it's not Gibson, I think there's an outside shot that's Mecole Hardman. He's a guy that's a former second-team All-Pro return man, a Pro Bowler as a rookie. He could be that guy. He didn't return a lot for the Chiefs last year. I believe it was 7 combined on the punts and kick returns from the special teams perspective. But he could easily be that guy. And think about it. There's going to be a new guy because Braxton Berrios had 26 of the kick return attempts last year. The next closest was Ty Johnson with 3. And then punt return, no other player not named Braxton Berrios caught a punt last year. So it's all Braxton Berrios, but he's gone, of course. The Jets cut him. He went down to the Miami Dolphins. So there will be a new man stepping up. I think some of the candidates, Mecole Hardman, obviously, is in that conversation. We just mentioned Xavier Gibson. Zonovan Bam Knight, that's an outside one and a lot of people don't talk about, but he's a former return man from NC State. Those, to me, right now are the 3 in the conversation. Obviously, Gibson would have to make the roster to be there. Zonovan probably makes a roster, although if that Dalvin Cook signing happens, like I think either him or Michael Carter could shake free, and then it could all fall in the Mecole Hardman basket. Maybe someone else bursts on the scene that we aren't seeing. But nonetheless, I did want to give an exciting splash of confidence and chutzpah and juice to Xavier because we haven't been giving him enough love. And hopefully as we approach training camp and get through training camp and going in the middle of it, that we can highlight some of these guys that are turning heads and making some noise. And that could be Xavier Gibson, which a guy I think is completely flown under the radar. We've talked about Jason Brownlee. He's gotten a lot of hype. Mims and some of these other cats have gotten hype at different parts of this offseason. But Xavier, I haven't heard enough about. And I even heard EA, Eric Allen, the Jets senior reporter, talking about him on their Jet show. And he said, keep an eye out for him. So, guys, I think we absolutely have to do that. Make sure you guys like the video. Hit subscribe down below. Also down below, like I said, is a Heavy.com article, which, of course, just has more Jets info, stats, and nuggets that you guys can check out below in conjunction with this video. But on top of that, get involved in the heavy comment section. That's all you have to do. All you have to do is log in with, I think it's Facebook or Google to log in and then comment. And this is really a PSA, not just for this article, but future articles. Anytime you see my Boy Green articles out there, if you throw an engaging comment in there, you are entered into a contest. And we're going to be doing giveaways all over the place. It's a way for me to give back to you, the fans, and engage with you, the fans. So all kinds of fun stuff are happening. Social media shout-outs, Jets, merch, giveaways, and things of that nature. So, guys, I hope you can be a part of it. Really appreciate it, and we will see you next time. Enjoy your 4th of July. Thanks.